So I wanted to talk about how they got me so cornered in life because because I'm speaking out now about the crimes that have been played all over my life through all of the ages I've been, leading me into homelessness, drought, poisoned out of my mind, left in these proxy wars with the fairs that was staged by my brothers and my dad covertly to control my reality, to spin me off into this smear campaign, slanderous way, and also how these ties are incorporate with my dad getting away with raping my sister, and having the sexual ties with the deviancy there with my brothers, and then playing it off as though there's no connection between Danny Heinrich and my dad kidnapping Jacob Wetterling, who was sharing the same birth date as me, and so they got me cornered in. Now, it's been all of my life to try and corner me in this way, but right now they have it to where they're taking the spin of me coming out of a long-standing abuse, not being able to get the help because I wasn't born with cameras on my head going around. So it's like, because of the crime that they're unable to see or take and bear witness to, it's bearing false witness against me. So what they're suggesting to do is take over my mind through poisoning me and keeping me all lost, unable to see the perpetrators of the crime, until literally I was discovering it in the last, not now, but in the last 12 hours of what was staged for me to have been dead, to where my brother then could create the paperwork, being the insurance fraud that he is, to then stage me up for the rest of my life to be taken away from me, as if my whole life that I've lived already hasn't already been staged in that same way to leave me cornered inside of that abuse. So these people know full well what they've been doing in my life, right? And so anyone that talks about as if there isn't corruption out here to deal with the sex traffickers and the traffickers of that type, I share the same birth date as Jacob Wetterling. So I think that tie alone, being that I was mentioned as a kid in Child Protective Services, which didn't do a fucking thing for me, left me in this state of the art of warfare against my dad being a shitty fucking dad, and being a shitty fucking person, and being a shitty fucking friend to anybody. And then my brothers obviously want to take his side, or at least my oldest brother wants to take his side, because they have ties with my own proxy-made friendship, who Jesse Lee was, who lives now 2 blocks away from me, which I would have never fucking moved here if I wasn't poisoned up in St. Paul Park, poisoned up homeless, poisoned up since I was a baby kid. And then it's just bled me completely into a reality that staged my life for this covert abuse to be able to take over my life, to now leave me cornered where it's like I don't have any opportunity to make money unless I'm making it from home somehow legally, because if they can't integrate this spin of control where you literally have the right to face your accuser, but they don't even show their faces inside of the courts, which I think can actually throw out the case. But the fact of the matter is they're cornering me in a blindsided way to suggest that the state of Minnesota is even the person, which is not by law. They can't legitimately do that by law, even with their the color of law that they're trying to represent. They're ignoring complete common law and complete natural laws to work this mission over me by what I feel is a total design meant to protect my shitty ass father, suggesting that I would go after my father when I'm literally suggesting give me a new name, new social security number, and give me the availability of getting away from these fucking cucks. I think that should be my right. So it's because they've literally staged me in every single job I've had to poison me up by design, or get me, in other words, taken away from my job one way or another, to lead me into homelessness where they could have helped me, but they didn't have any intention of helping me, being that they had been poisoning me by design. So their consciences were coming into play, and I'm speaking the truth. So they don't want me speaking out here. They don't want me working. They don't want me in a love life. They don't want me to have anyone to love. And even my brothers admitted that. And then I even have proof on text that I have screenshots sent to the police for the police in multiple reports, mind you, that would suggest to what I'm saying being absolutely true. If they would just do a little, like ethical hacking to the very unethical hacking that's been placed to plagiarize my life and my love life and my work life and my home life and my availability to get out of homelessness. And so with me like trying to work in that fashion, it's bled me literally dry of my financial resources, and literally like staging me in a way that's to ensure that I'm completely cornered in what I do, no matter what I do. So that's why they're out here making a second version of me to imitate my name and my character, to get you thrown off of the crime itself. You see what I'm saying? And so that's the same thing that they would do as if I was working at McDonald's or a paper mill or a machining company, or even working homeless, working for cash. They literally staged the proxy that Jesse Lee was to get into my life, to gain my trust through love bombing, because it's narcissistic as fuck, and it's very malignant, sociopathic, and I think even psychopathic to do what these people are doing. And so now that they're staging me inside of a court hearing, and this court case is just bullshit for just speaking my truth coming out of a long-standing poisoning, suggesting that I'm putting my father's life in danger, or any of these people in danger, when I'm legitimately saying that I need a new name and I need a new social so that I can go to work. But because it's been such a long time, now the money operations between mortgage, water, electricity, gas, car payment, phone bill, everything is being staged against me, to where if it takes away my availability to even charge my phone and have a resource to be able to call for help, it's staging me to then have only these people that are working in the systemic abuses over my life. You see what I'm saying? So it's literally been plagiarized inside of my life to create this warfare, to leave me cornered, where they're suggesting that I'm the bad guy. You know what I'm saying? When I didn't get a chance to be myself until I was 42.5 years old. I mean, literally to understand and reach discovery of this crime, and literally like 12 hours in that block of time of like figuring it all out, and having my memories flood me back to the point where I was like, my body was in shock. Like my body was like literally like finally able to breathe, where it's like, think about yourself being held underwater. Like literally held underwater, and you like can't breathe in your lungs. Now think about that being down to your cellular level, needing the oxygen that every single cell in your body needs because of a calculated arsenic poisoning. You see what I'm saying? And like think about coming up for air, gasping for air. And that's exactly what my body felt all over, along with these memories coming into play. And so now, upon getting home that day, the second cyanide attack because I've literally been telling this motherfucker to leave me alone. Leave me be. You have no right fucking around with me like this. And I deserve to call back my autonomy, don't I? From like a shitty fucking proxy warfare over my life, like staging me up to die so that they can do identity theft, perform insurance claim frauds, take life insurance policies, stealing the deed to my house, even stealing my equity like they did my NTF money and my Bitcoin money from doing writing on Steam-backed dollars. I mean, you're talking a lot of fucking money, and you're talking a lot of my energy that's legitimately energy harvesting. They're harvesting off of my energy. My energy, my time, my resources, my anything I do for work, anything I do with my time for money, anything I do to put my money into, my car was even targeted. With the brake system being gamed up by my brother's podunky ass fucked up neighbor. And legitimately I felt it. I didn't understand it. Literally, you feel these things down to the bone at certain times. You just don't understand it. And the reason I didn't understand it is because I didn't understand how to fight what I was going through when I was 5 or 7 or 9 or 11. You know what I'm saying? Like, all throughout my life. You see what I'm saying? And so they staged me up in this fashion because their consciences came into play. And because their consciences came into play, leaving me with nothing I could do. No job, no resource, no gig app, hacking my phones, having more access to me than I even have access to me. It's not just identity theft, it's like leaving my identity completely bereft, staged for death. It's premeditated murder. And so like I've been sitting here crying on and off, still like 2 years later. It's just so much fucking pain. It's so much fucking pain. Like, people have no concept of the idea of what I'm going through. It seems. Because if they do this and they get away with this and they make me out to be the criminal, it's literally like every last fucking piece of my life, every single second, every single cell of my body, every single energy that's just your body's energy from sleep. Your body's energy that you need when you go to sleep and wake up. It's literally every last source of my energy being stolen away from me, siphoned by this demonic fucking shitty fucking crime that's being played over my life. But do you understand how then I'm cornered completely? Because, okay, if they have me stingrayed, then it's like I can hardly even go to the grocery store or do anything in my energy, where my time and energy and resources, money and value and everything that was being worked into my life would have, if these things weren't happening in sections through my life, I would be just fine. I would be just fine. And instead of being fine and instead of having that organic go in life, that natural ability of my own energy to be used for a love life. I mean, people in your family, for an example, people in your friendship circle don't treat you that way unless they're literally working a mission over you. And the reason I say that is because love doesn't treat anybody that way. True love stays. True love helps you figure things out, not sitting there deflecting and minimizing and staging your life for death or staging your life for a total discard and dismissing themselves. You see what I'm saying? They're being very suspect in the fashion that it's literally leaving me without not only my internal life. You see what I mean? My internal life. Like, I wanted to drum, not speak out about these things. I wanted to write about love and devotion, not have 18 notebooks filled with this crime. I wanted to write about the things that I was writing about before. And then on top of it, that motherfucker down the street from me was the person that set me up in the stages to have the unlawful detainer on my record, so that when my stuff was in storage, and it took all of 3-4 months before me to be completely bled dry at that time, long time ago, for funds to pay for it, then it was literally staged to where he would take that stuff. And so not only has he been hacking me, he's been hacking my life through data and resources of knowing me. It's a fucked up crime. It's such a fucked up crime, G. I think this is the worst crime that could ever happen to somebody. And especially if I can't get help from the government and they're making me out to be the person in the wrong. You see what I'm saying? When I'm not the person in the wrong. It's literally gatekeeping me from my whole reality of who I otherwise would be. In my mind, even. I mean, you're not going to tell me poisoning a person is left and right. They're available to themselves in their mind, their mental space. So it's they've hacked me internally. They've hacked my life, my personification. So it's character assassination, more of a spiritual murder, if you ask me. And then on top of it, it's hacking my actual relationships, my phones, my data, giving them ample amount of information and ample amount of availability to be used for this covert proxy warfare that they've been staging in my life since the jump. And so now that it's got me, it's cornered me in my own home, where I have to somehow pay for a home that was meant to be snaked out from me, for these people to steal not only everything in my life, everything. If you put a list together of everything in my life, it would be they're stealing everything away from my life, stealing my life completely away. I'm not here, right? I'm supposed to be dead in their eyes. I'm supposed to be dead on multiple accounts. It's a premeditated murder that leaves you without your state of mind because you're fucking blindsided because of the poison that they keep instigating by proxy, to put poisons in your drink, to sprinkle it over your food and shit. So next they got me cornered because it's if I want to go to work, how do I do that? If I want my own life back, how do I get that? If I want to be able to have a love life, well, how do I do that? My whole home, I would have this place clean. At least, I mean, it's not a complete wreck. It's just I would have had time to put things away and time to do my life the way I wanted to do my life. So instead of allowing me to glow in any kind of fashion or have a glow up or feel joy in my life, they've literally staked away, joy, emotions. You can have a list of emotions then as well that they're literally ripping away from me, hijacking my life, hijacking the sanctimonium that any man should have or have availability to. I see it all the time. I see men with their wives and daughters and sons, or men with their partner, or just people in general that don't have these things going on, and you can literally see the joy inside of their actual being. They radiate. And so literally I've been murked out there because of how these people did me so fucking dirty. And then I'm supposed to just be okay with it, having the system pressure me as the criminal for all of 8-second thing online, or however many seconds it was that I freaked out. Anyone who's anybody wouldn't freak out if they were me. I'm legitimately crying tears, lamenting myself. As a, like legitimately crying as like all of the places inside of my life that I was poisoned all at the same time. And it literally is like I can't do it online. I just can't. But it's like it literally is like I don't know, it's so weird. It's like the worst type of pain that I it's the worst type of pain imaginable. Like, I think being shot to shit would hurt a lot less. I think a bomb going off would hurt a lot less than what these people did to me. It's seriously it's demonic, because not only was the last person doing like astral projecting, studying astral projecting type of spiritual assassination and spiritual murder, and it's like, dude, I'm sorry, but it's like the most heartless crime that could have been taken against anybody inside of their entire fucking lives happening to me. And it's like, oh, like people also think as long as it's not happening to them, then they're fine with it. You shouldn't be fine with it. I'm in duress, and they're staging me into being in duress so that they can then prevent themselves from being caught inside of a crime that I think, personally, it would be like, dude, you guys get 86 fucking lives back to back. Like, jail time. Fuck what you guys did. Fuck what these people did, man. Seriously. It's got me cornered. To like starve me. Like, I don't even care if I live for another 20 minutes. These people deserve to go down. And if that's not the actual outcome of this case against me, then I just want people to know there's a whole lot of foul play, because I have never, ever gotten a chance to live me. And you can literally see it. You can literally see it upon other people, how they're able to move, how they're able to groove, and how they're able to vibe and do things. I've never had that opportunity. I've never once had that chance. And I'm talking from being a brand new born baby till now. It's literally taken my whole life away from me. So that's why I'm out here, because now that I'm out here, it's obviously why they want to create the smear campaigns, why they want to imitate me and not use their own names and faces, because there's like literally the biggest bees in the whole wide world. They like take the world as like a fucking bowling ball and roll it into their big C word asses. Like, seriously, because it's literally that big of a fucking crime, G. I'm trying to figure out other ways to say it, but I really don't know any other way to say it. I really don't. Call me ghetto, but I literally was living in the ghetto in North Minneapolis with my mom when the cops were like coming out of our own house, like not having a warrant or anything upon arrival, coming back home. Like, what are you doing in my house, you fucking weirdos? And then on top of it, they were staging it to not allow me to get through schooling, not allow me to get through GED school. And then I'm the only one in the family that ever made it through college and I'm a certified carpenter. But then they were staging me even being a carpenter, living in Hopkins, going to work. Jesse came. We went out to go have like two drinks, and all of a sudden after that second drink, and I think I went to the bathroom or something like that, came back and we were shooting pool. I finished my drink, and it was literally like my second drink, maybe third, but it treated my body as if I had like, I don't know, man. I was puking my guts out all fucking night, and then literally just feeling like I'm lost. And that's exactly what an arsenic abuse would do to you. because you get lost, and then all of a sudden you have that smell again, and all of a sudden, like, your workmanship goes down, your performance goes down, and you don't know why. You don't know why. It's being blindsided by a fucking covert poisoning. Hello. But then even in North Minneapolis, these guys that were, one guy from the GED school I was going to, literally jumped me in my backyard, had me clotheslined. I was beat to shit with the fucking Louisville Slugger, and before seeing the Louisville Slugger and being clotheslined, these men had fucking guns, and they weren't just trying to beat me to shit, they were trying to get me into the back of a trunk to literally steal my life. Real interesting after being kidnapped almost 3 times by the age of 11. Having this state-of-the-art of warfare all over my fucking life. And my brothers knew me. My brothers knew the pain that was created in me and in them. They can go ahead and deny it all they want. They're a bunch of fucking... If you ask me, they're as good as these fucking cuckolding Freemasonries out here that suggest that they have Jesus Christ, but they have no fucking love in their fucking fucked up hearts. So I'm completely cornered in my life, in the availability of having no actual availability of using the money how I want to for my house, my car, my home, my work life, my love life, my own mental capacity, my own writing, my own music that I create now. So much different than what I otherwise wanted to live. Honestly, I'm a drummer, so I didn't ever want to be speaking out in the first place. But now that I literally, what other choice do I have? What other choice do I have? Just what these gang stalkers want, what they're after, is it's either you die, or you die, you get suicided, or they stage you up as a suicidal. But I'm not suicidal, so I'm not going to ever take my life, and if anyone ever suggests it, there's foul play. Just like the courts, if anything happens there's foul play. Because, let me tell you something. I pay attention to a lot of things online about the way that these crimes operate, because I've always had to be inside of this covert warfare, and so I had to study and study and study, because I knew that one day I was going to have to be able to speak what my mind was thinking where I couldn't before, and it would be like in situations where it'd be like just struggling so hard to get those type of words out. Like, how do you say when you're in a situation that you can't frame what's happening to you? You can't frame it. You can't contain it. You can't frame it. You can't put it into words. You have no vocabulary for it. You can't articulate it. And especially being 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 years old, you literally stutter until you come and you get a little bit of light. And it would be me asking my brothers, what did you guys do to me? I know you guys did something to me. And it would be many experiences of that before, again, wiping that state of mind away and not having the memory of me even going to them, say, what was that? What did you guys do to me? And that over and over. So in the end here, 42 and a half years old, for crying the fuck out loud, I had to literally call back my time and energy, and it literally took me like 10 months to a year just to get the fuck away from these people, physically. And then after getting away from them physically, then they're hacking me, still hijacking my phone, so that I can't even work the gig app that I was on to go to work and supply for myself. And then it's like even having the information of my bank account to then have even just withdrawals in the amount of like $2.16 over and over, or like And I understand it's very little, but it's still hacking, and it stages me up to then have to bring it to the banks. And it's not just that, it was literally like the proxy artist design of my last relationship that would, when I was sleeping, steal my card and go buy cigarettes, buy gas, buy this, buy that, knowing that I'm drawn up and working all the time and not having the energy and the time and the patience to sit there and look at that information all the fucking time. It's like legitimately suggesting that you have 80,000 receipts that you can go through with your information, and have the time to go through all of that information in your bank account so that you can figure out, oh, this, I don't have the receipt for this one. Is that one where the printer didn't work, or is that one where I wasn't able to collect that paper copy of the receipt? And you're not going to just remember these things because you're being poisoned up by design. That's why I call this the heaviest crime against any person. And it just so happens to be happening to me. Thanks to my brother never wanting anybody to love me. Thanks to my brother wanting the family to end at him, meaning that I, the youngest person, was never born. Him suggesting to me that he would never wanted me born. Or, I'm gonna make you wish that you were never born. Just all sorts of fucking things, G. But I'm cornered up in my life internally, in my house, and my availability to travel, my availability for justice, the pursuit of justice, liberty, and justice for all, like the way the justice system was created. And then it's also cornering me not only legally externally, but cornering me in my workmanship and my craftsmanship. So anyway, thanks for being here and paying attention to my work. I'm out of here. Peace.